the first criminal first blood. Should I get it or?
No, it's not Claudia. She actually is in the back. Okay. You're welcome. She's like, hey, Claudia. I'm like, this is not Claudia.
Not Claudia. It's a tall one. Alrighty. All that stuff is. Boom. Cool. All right, about ready?
Yeah. Division 1. Your Honor. Number 14 is at Division 1.
Okay. Thank you. We have that file. He's on our list. You want to call Division 1 and call up to us right now? We'll do it first.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello. I'm sorry. Hi. This is 36 calling for Courtney Morgan. Okay. Well, whenever you can just dial us up so we can just handle him first. Yeah, 134. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Lou.
They said they don't have any free screens at the moment, but when they do, they'll call us up. person still in?
Two people. Christopher Sinclair and LG Stylo 5.
That Christopher guy, he's the attorney for,
Oh, okay.
so.
Coffee, could you do me a favor, sir? Let them know, the attorney, that we're ready and to get off camera one. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate you, sir. Where are you at today? I see you wandering a little bit.
Making sure everybody's supposed where they're supposed to be at.
How's that going? All right.
Hey, more like a supervisor's job.
Are you, but you're not getting paid more, are you? That's how that goes.
When you brother doing walk-ins again? For criminal.
Next year, probably.
Criminal walk-ins?
I don't know.
Regular walk-ins? I don't see him doing.
No. Criminal? I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, man. I wonder why they can't, like, I'm gonna ask when you bring walk-ins up, so when, I guess because you gotta fingerprint the people, right? I was gonna say why they just couldn't, I just wonder why they couldn't just appear with their attorneys on Zoom. That's why. Because you gotta fingerprint them. Right, right. That's why they gotta hand themselves into DDC. All right. Success. Good morning.
How you doing?
Well, thanks for asking. How are you?
Do you have any attorney?
Nothing that is on the list, sir. So proceed at your pleasure. We have one matter that's in another division that we might have to break, number Courtney Monroe, but I'll let you know if that happens. Otherwise, bring them at your pleasure. Thank you.
I gotta go pull them, so if you wanna go do that while I pull the guys around. Because I gotta collect them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, they're not ready either, so I appreciate that though. So we'll be here when you get them.
If you just do
And I'm ready on Willie's.
All right.
Let me not be.
Number 14. Retained counsel. Oh no. Who is? 14's at Division 1. Have you guys spoke with him?
No, not yet. We just made aware that it's at Division 1 right now.
134.
Well, love, tell her she's telling him to call right now. They haven't spoke with him yet. They haven't spoke with him.
The gentleman at Division 1 has been all,
Yes, just like, I mean, there's some more to do.
he's debating, he won calls on.
I can get back for a free book.
Make sure they got the. Thanks, love. Who has retained counsel, sir?
Willie spoke him, but I don't think he's made the part of the list.
No, a warrant's been signed, I think. So, but No, I don't see. There's two more people that's going to be added, so maybe he's one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be at.
Is that the Councilor Sinclair?
Sinclair, yeah, Sinclair.
He's on the Zoom. Let him know. If you got a text, we can just text him as soon as we get the file. He can just jump in. We'll try to pull him.
Yeah, mic check. Hello.
Number 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He was released. Okay.
Number 4 was released.
Okay.
And number 7.
Released. 4, 7, and 8.
And number the other one just said released, but for 8 it says don't have.
You said same thing, Council?
Yeah, they don't have it here. They got.
4, 7, and 8 were all released. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
No, I got him over here. Tell them to be quiet.
Everybody, we got them all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys over here. Someone last name, young man? Yeah. Joshua Harris?
Good morning, Mr. Harris. And officer, we've been informed that council's informed us that number 4 Hall, number 7 Diggs, and number 8 Neal were all released. Is that correct?
It's actually 3, 4, 7, and 8. 3,
Oh,
4,
Mr.
and 7.
Johnson.
Yeah. 3, 4, and 7 have been released. Derek and Neal, we never had.
Never had. Okay, one second. Never had.
Unless you have another name for me.
Let me.
Let me see
Okay,
if-
I have Derek and Neal. Let me see if there's an alias or anything on that.
Let me see if she
No
just got
alias.
it.
Yeah, she was arrested on the 9th, so 3 days ago. So you never had her. No on Diggs. Let's see, note 47. And then number 3 as well. Johnson Curtis was released.
Curtis Johnson was released this morning at 3 o'clock. The other 2 at
Thank
5
you.
o'clock.
Appreciate that information, officer.
You don't have the Neal, it's not a hyphenated name or anything like that?
No, I just checked under the mitt, and on the alias it has it says none. It's not a hyphenated name. She has a hyphenated middle name. It's Derica Lacara -Canny, but last name is Neal, Neal. Thank you. Good morning, sir. State your name, please.
Good morning, my name is Joshua Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Appreciate your patience. Mr. Harris, you're here before the court, case number 200599417, People State of Michigan versus Joshua Harris. Counsel.
Good morning, Mr. Counsel to the defendant, Mr. Harris. My client was formal reading, understands the constitutional rights of citizens.
Thank you. The court will waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Mr. Harris, the court is scheduling a probable cause conference that you must attend on Wednesday, September the 2nd. That's 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge King. Mr. Harris, that will be heard via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. Before you're released, officers will give you information on how to connect for that court hearing via Zoom, but that's your responsibility. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Not guilty. Please enter death to the bond.
Your Honor, my client is 18 years old, lived in Detroit his whole life, he has no priors. He is currently in the 12th grade, still going online, lives with his mom. He's got great community ties, he is employed at Taco Bell. Due to the pandemic, there's one respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond in the non-assaulted charge.
Mr. Harris, these are very serious felony allegations, sir. It's very important you listen to the court so you don't get locked up just for not listening. The court takes into consideration the information provided by your attorney, the lack of capious history of criminal convictions, the serious nature of these allegations, the epidemic facing the nation, as well as your employment status as stated by counsel, as it relates to the ability to post bond. Mr. Harris, during this bond, you're going to be released on a personal bond. During the bond, there's absolutely no use of alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal controlled substance, and you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. Is that all understood?
Yes, sir.
Based on the information placed on the record, bond is $8,500 personal bond. Good luck, Mr. Harris. Listen to the court. Make sure and attend that hearing date, sir.
What was this court date, sir?
He has a probable cause September the 2nd, Wednesday, in front of Judge King at 8:30.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck, Mr. Harris. You're
Thanks.
welcome. Good Good morning. Your name, please.
Stephen Reed.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Good morning. You're here for case number 200599416, People State of Michigan versus Stephen Dan Reed. Counsel.
The defendant, Mr. Reed, who is formal reading, understands constitutional rights and stands to
Thank you. The court will enter plea, waive formal reading, enter plea of not guilty, Mr. Reed, and schedule a probable cause conference that you must attend on Wednesday, September the 2nd, 8:30 a.m. at the 36th District Court in front of Judge Archer. Mr. Reed, that hearing will be heard via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect before you're released, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Do you understand? Thank you. That's the bond.
Your Honor, my client is 31 years old, has Detroit his whole life, no prior assault convictions, is employed at Hickory Ridge, completed 2 years of college, understands the consequences of not appearing for the next court date, respectfully asking the court to consider personal bond.
Are you the second, Mr. Reed?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. These are very serious felony allegations, sir, and it's very important you listen to the court, which takes into consideration the information provided by your counsel, including lack of capious history, current epidemic facing the nation, the allegations set forth, which are very serious but non-assaultive allegations, the employment status as relates to ability to post bond. Mr. Reed, the second, during this bond, you're not to use any alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal controlled substance, and you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. Do you understand? Excuse me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Reed, the court's inclined to release you on a personal bond. You have no issues with complying and attending that court date, is that correct?
No, sir.
Bond set 10,000 personal bonds for the reasons placed on the record. Good luck, Mr. Reed the second. Listen to the court, sir, so you don't get locked up for not listening.
Hey, let me see that room.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Henry. Are you I'm well, thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good. Are you the second, Mr. Henry?
Morrell
No.
Henry.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Henry. You're here for case number 200594414, People State of Michigan versus Morrell Henry, also known as Morrell Deshaun Henry. Morrell Deshaun Henry, counsel.
Justice, I would have to suspend Mr. Henry, my client with formal reading, understanding the constitutional rights and
Thank you. The court waive formal reading and her plea of not guilty. Mr. Henry, the court is scheduling a probable cause conference that you must attend Wednesday, September the 2nd. That's at 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Henry, that matter will be heard via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. Before you're released, you'll get information on how to connect for that hearing date, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Is that like on a phone or on a computer?
It could be either one, but make sure you understand on how to connect. Don't wait till the last minute to connect, because if you fail to appear for whatever reason, you're likely to get locked up just for not showing up to court, and that does not make sense, correct? You got to show up. Okay.
Understand,
Not
sir.
guilty, please. Thank you, Mr. Henry. Not guilty is entered as to bond.
Your Honor, my client is 29 years old, lives in Detroit his whole life, no priors, he's been unassaulted charges, although serious, Your Honor. He does own, he's a small business owner, he's doing a clothing line, he did finish the 12th grade, he's got great community pride, and been attending as long as such asking the court to consider personal bond.
Mr. Henry, these are very serious allegations, but they are non-assaultive. The court considers the information provided by counselor, lack of capious history or criminal convictions the court's aware of, taking into consideration the current epidemic facing the nation, as well as your employment status as stated as it relates to ability to post bond. During this bond, Mr. Henry, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And the court's inclined to release you on a personal bond, Mr. Henry. Listen to the court's order so you don't get locked up for not listening. Make sure to attend your hearing date. No weapons. Is that all understood?
Yes, sir.
Bond set 10,000 personal bond. Good luck, Mr. Henry. Hope it works out, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir. Who that? Morton. Which word is he at?
Put them on top.
Oh,
The reason why
Madam Clerk.
get the one with the ponytail.
Hey, how you doing, Anthony Peacock?
I'm well, Mr. Peacock. How are you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Good.
I'm well, thanks for asking. So these, nothing's wrong with them. These are all left or timed out. These three have timed out, and they've already released them. And I put released on it, and that's per officers at DDC. And this female, they said they never had. I looked at the alias, there's no hyphen or nothing like that, and they said they never had that person.
All right, we will take these.
And then who had retained counsel officer? The one at Division 1? Morgan. Okay, so whenever they call, and that's on Perkins? Thank you. And then Sinclair, who did Sinclair have? Slocum?
Slocum, yeah.
And then, officer, could you bring out Willie Slocum at your pleasure? We have an attorney that's ready on that gentleman. And thank you. Your name, please? One more time.
Anthony Peacock.
Thank you, Mr. Peacock. And again, good morning. You're here for case number 200594415, People State of Michigan versus Anthony Lamar Peacock, counselor.
Just to share on behalf of Mr. Peacock, my client is formal reading, understands constitutional rights.
Thank you. The court waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Mr. Peacock, the court is scheduling a probable cause conference, sir, that you must attend on Wednesday, September the 2nd. That's 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court, in front of Judge Giles. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. One second. Mr. Slocum's not at DDC, is he?
Yes, he is.
I've asked that twice.
Yes, he is.
He is at DDC?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Oh, I apologize. Thank you. I appreciate it. The court will enter a plea of not guilty as to bond.
My client is 25 years old, with his whole life, no prior assault of convictions, lives with his girlfriend and a 1.5-year-old daughter who he takes care of. He is employed as well as trying to start a teacher on his high school grad. I'm especially asking the court to consider a personal bond.
Thank you. You said he's currently starting what?
He is employed at Little Fountain, and he's starting a teacher line.
A teacher?
T-shirt line.
Oh, t-shirt. Thank you. Good luck with that, Mr. Peacock. Mr. Peacock, these are very serious allegations, sir. It's very important that you listen to the court. Court takes in consideration your ties to the community, the lack of capious history, the current epidemic facing the nation, the information provided by counsel, as well as the serious nature of these allegations, epidemic facing the nation, and your employment status as it relates to ability to post bond. For those reasons, Mr. Peacock, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon during this bond. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and if the court releases you on a personal bond, you're going to comply with all orders, show up on time for that hearing date. Is that what you're telling the court?
Yes, sir.
Bond for those reasons set $10,000 personal bond. No weapons, Mr. Peacock. You're going to be released, sir. Make sure and attend that hearing date. Good luck.
All right. Thank you, sir.
This way,
You're
man.
welcome.
Have a seat. Told you about real. White line, first and last name, brother. I'll bring you to it, brother. Have a seat today.
Willie Slocum.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Slocum. Here for case number 200594450, People State of Michigan versus Willie Lee Slocum. Counselor.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Christopher Sinclair, appearing with on behalf of Slocum at today's date and time for Raymond Stanley.
How you doing, sir?
Good morning, Counselor. Could you state your P number for the record, please?
Yes, sir. It's 80512.
80512. Thank you. And the court, you said waive formal reading. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
We'll waive formal reading under a plea of not guilty. Schedule a probable cause conference, Mr. Slocum, that you must attend Wednesday, September the 2nd. That's at 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Archer, which will be heard via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology that's currently utilized by your counselor. It's your responsibility to attend that Zoom hearing on time. Not guilty is entered as the bond.
Mr. Slocum is 25 years old. He is a stable resident in the city.
I apologize, Mr. Sinclair. The court can't hear you too well. You're breaking up and we have low volume. Is there any way you could speak up a little bit?
All right, let me make an adjustment here.
Thank you.
All right, what about now?
All right, that's better. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Slocum is 25 years old. He has a stable residence in the city of Detroit with his grandmother. He works also with his grandmother in her janitorial business. He doesn't have a history of cases or failures to appear. He's retained counsel. It's my understanding this is a one-count carrying concealed weapon case, which of course is non-violent and non-assaultive. It's my understanding there are no drug allegations or anything of that nature involved. We are, of course, in a pandemic, and I'm confident that based on a personal bond that Mr. Slocum will appear and
Thank you. Tailed off at the end, but Counselor, just for clarification, there's 3 counts. Would you like me to inform the 3 counts or?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's not, it's the 3 counts. The count 1 is weapons, firearm, receiving and concealing, felony, 10 years and or $5,000. Count 2, weapons, carrying concealed, felony, $5,000 or $2,500. Count 3, weapons, felony, firearm, which is a felony, carries 2 years consecutively with and preceding any term of imprisonment. Post for the felony or attempted felony conviction, mandatory forfeiture of weapon or device. So those 3 allegations, Mr. Slocum, are very serious felony charges. The court takes consideration that advocacy, that your counsel's provided, who's done a good job, as always, of giving the court positive information about you, Mr. Slocum, which includes but not limited to your employment status as it relates to ability to post bond, lack of capious history or criminal convictions the court's aware of, current epidemic facing the nation, as well as the allegations and information set forth in an investigator's report and complaint. During this bond, Mr. Slocum, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. It's very important you attend that court date, and for the reason stated, you're going to be released on a bond of $10,000 personal bond. You're released on a personal bond, Mr. Slocum. Good luck. Make sure and attend the hearing date. Good luck, counsel.
Thank you, sir. And can I get that date one more time for the Zoom?
Yes, it's Wednesday, September the 2nd. Yep, you'll get information before you're released regarding that, but make sure to attend the court date Wednesday, September 2nd at 8:30. Anything further, counsel?
Another committee. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good luck to you both.
Thank you. Have a good one.
David Lawrence.
Lauren.
Which one?
Good morning. Your name, please.
David Lawrence.
Good morning, Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence, you're here for case number 200594444, People State of Michigan versus David James Lawrence, also known as Davis Lawrence, counselor.
Good morning, Your Honor. On behalf of the defendant, Mr. Lawrence, my client waives formal reading, understands his constitutional rights, and stands guilty.
Thank you. Court will waive formal reading and or plea of not guilty. Mr. Lawrence, the court scheduling a probable cause conference, sir. You must attend Wednesday, September the 2nd. That's at 8:30 a.m. at the 36th District Court in front of Judge King. Mr. Lawrence, that hearing will be heard via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information before you're released on how to connect, but that's your responsibility to connect on time Wednesday, September 2nd at 8:30. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Not guilty is entered, counselor, as to the bond.
My client is 26 years old, lives a choiceful life. He has no priors. He is unemployed due to the pandemic. He lives with his mom, which he decided to know about the charge here, so I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond.
Thank you. It's a very serious allegation, Mr. Lawrence. It's a serious felony, but it is non-assaultive, and the court's unaware of any convictions or allegations of assault or capious history. The court takes consideration the serious nature of this allegation, as well as the information provided by your attorney, employment status as it relates to the ability to post bond, as well as the current epidemic facing our nation. Mr. Lawrence, during this bond, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. Do you understand?
Sir.
For the reason stated, bond on this matter is $9,500 personal bond. You're being released on that personal bond, Mr. Lawrence. Listen to the court, sir. No weapons, and make sure to attend your hearing date. Good luck.
Another question, Judge.
Go for it.
I paid my tickets in Harper Woods 3 weeks
Okay.
ago, and when I paid them, I called down there to make sure that they got my payments. They said they did, but when I came in, they told me I had a warrant for my arrest, which is in Harper Woods. I'm trying to figure that out. I still got the receipt for the payment.
So you got a statement going on. You haven't formed a question yet. What's your question?
Oh, the question is that a hoe?
I don't know. This is Detroit. I don't know anything about Harper Woods, sir. So the officer would probably be able to clarify you a little bit better. But we don't handle anything regarding Harper Woods. So if you're unclear about that, if you are released, you should check into Harper Woods and make sure you got that squared away and handle your business so you don't get picked up on something that you believe you've taken care of. Does that make sense?
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Good luck, Mr. Lawrence. You're being released on a personal bond on this matter. Make sure to attend that hearing date, sir. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
One moment, Sam.
Just a few minutes.
The principal's office. Okay.
We still went back to the size. Judge said, you got to come in front. Can't get you. What are we supposed to do? You know, did you? That's what we do. Hey, Frank, I got the guys sitting on here, the last two.
Well, 3.
Prove it.
I think they said they're gonna mark it. Thanks, Melissa. Apologize, thank you for your patience. Good morning, sir, your name?
Good morning, Judge. Demetrius Sanders.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders. Good morning to you, Mr. Sanders. You're here for case number 046765, People State of Michigan versus Demetrius Sanders.
On behalf of the defendant, Mr. Sanders, my client is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and engagement.
Court will waive formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty. Mr. Sanders, the court is scheduling a review date, sir. You must attend. September the
Yes, sir.
2nd, which is a Wednesday. That's 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Garrett. Mr. Sanders, that will be heard via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect before you release, but that's your responsibility to connect on time for that hearing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders. Not guilty is entered as to the bond.
Your Honor, my client is 59 years old, currently has kidney cancer. He lives in Detroit his whole life. I do know here that there may have been a case where he was in prison. There's no prior case on this case. This incident is from 2004. He is unemployed. I believe he got sick leave because of his disability. Before given the pandemic as well, you consider a personal bond, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Sanders, on this matter, where the court can tell the reason that you're locked up, sir, is you failed to appear for a review date that was scheduled on or about May 2nd of 2006. And when you failed to appear, the judge that you were assigned to issued a warrant for your arrest and placed bond in the amount of $5,000 cash surety. Mr. Sanders, the reason I tell you that information is it's very important that you make your court dates, all of your court dates, so you don't get locked up just for not showing up for a court date. Does that make sense?
Your Honor,
Definitely.
it appears, according to the record, that he was in prison from 2005 until October 16, 2019. Might be why he was.
That would explain it. Thank you. Thank you for that information. Mr. Sanders, look, this is a very serious assaultive allegation, and the court has concerns for the reasons placed on the record. Also take into consideration the information provided by your counsel, your health history, as well as the current epidemic facing the nation and the employment status, lack of, as stated by counsel, as it relates to ability to post bond. This is an older conviction, Mr. Sanders, but you still have to come to court to resolve this in some form or fashion, or else it's not going to go away. During this bond, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. And during this bond, no contact with Theodora Brown. Is that clear?
Definitely, Your Honor.
Thank you. And that means no contact of any kind, Mr. Sanders, orally in writing through a third person at her place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact with Miss Brown. Is that clear?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Sanders, the court, given the advocacy of your counsel and the information before the court, you're going to be released on a personal bond, sir, in the amount of $10,000 personal bond. Mr. Sanders, I hope everything works out well with your health. Make sure and attend that review date, Wednesday, September 2nd. Listen to all court's orders. Good luck, Mr. Sanders.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge. That's right. Yeah.
You're welcome. Good morning, Counselor.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on Courtney Morgan.
Thank you. Nice timing. That's the one that's at DDC, or not at DDC, right?
Levance Terrell Pruitt.
Okay. One moment, Mr. Pruitt. Mr. Morgan is at Division 1, is that correct? Or not at DDC, is that correct, officers? Courtney Morgan? Okay. So, counsel, you're on the bottom screen. As soon as they bring Mr. Morgan in, we'll handle your case, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So just stand by. Good morning again, your name, Mr. Pruitt?
Levance Pruitt.
Thank you. Mr. Pruitt, you're here for a couple of reasons, so we're going to get through them one at a time. Did you read, sign, and understand an advice of rights form today?
Yes.
Thank you. First, we're going to handle some matters. We have warrants for your arrest for failing to appear at 36th District Court on misdemeanor charges, where a pretrial date scheduled. You must attend Thursday, September the 3rd, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Nancy Blount. That hearing date, Mr. Pruitt, will be heard via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information before you're released on how to connect, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Do you understand?
Yes.
Are you a junior, Mr. Pruitt?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And you're here for these matters. You're going to be released on a personal bond on the allegations we're about to handle, these traffic or misdemeanor charges that we're handling now. It's very important you attend that hearing date. And Mr. Morgan, one moment, sir. We'll handle your case as soon as we finish this, gentleman. Thank you. Mr. Pruitt Jr. here for case number 162413333, December the 20th, 2016. No operator's license on person. Bonds $1,000 personal bond. And complaint U533633119, Wednesday, July 17th, 2019. The allegation is open fire, burning refuge. Bonds 200 personal bond. These two matters are both misdemeanor charges that carry up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail as a maximum fine and penalty. Court will recall your warrant, set aside capias under plea of not guilty on those matters, Mr. Pruitt Jr. You have, as a reminder, a pretrial September the 3rd, which is Thursday, 8:30, 36th District Court, which will be heard via Zoom in front of Judge Nancy Blount. Mr. Pruitt, one moment. Your attorney is approaching on the other matter. No, you're fine. Near case number 200584550, People State of Michigan versus Levance Terrell Pruitt, also known as Levance Terrell Pruitt, counsel.
Understands constitutional rights and standards.
Thank you. Court will waive formal reading of the information under plea of not guilty. We'll get to the court date in a moment as to bond.
Your Honor, my son is 26 years old, father of 4. He has no prior for the probation capabilities, lifetime resident of Detroit. He is employed at Amazon. He does suffer from depression and medication for the depression as well. He understands the consequences of not appearing in his next court date. I'm respectfully asking the court, given the pandemic as well, to consider a personal loss.
Thank you. An officer, please mark his filed medical for the reason counsel stated. Mr. No, you're fine. Are you aware if he's on probation or parole?
Your Honor, I believe he has.
Are you on probation, Mr. Pruitt, for that assaultive crime, for the DV?
No, I'm going to court and they about to throw it out. They about to throw the case out. They about to throw it out. I got a court.
I'm talking about the conviction, Mr. Pruitt, in 2014.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They about to throw it out, sir. When I got court next week, they finna throw it out when I go to court. I'm not on probation. I was on probation, but I'm not anymore because basically my probation officer want to throw it out because I've been on probation for forever. So when I go to when I do go to court,
have you violated that probation? How's the probation going? Did it go well?
No, it didn't go well because I wasn't paying because I was homeless at the time. I didn't have no money.
Besides paying, did everything go well? Did you report on time and have no contact? Besides paying, did everything go well?
Yeah, everything went well, but I couldn't. But I had to have contact with my baby mother because.
Oh, no, stop, this is your attorney speaking, everything's recorded, you are on the record. Just answer the question, don't go into any facts, don't give any more details, it will be used against you in the future.
That is correct, Mr. Pruitt. These
Okay,
are.
I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Don't be sorry. No apologize. Mr. Pruitt, this is a very serious assaultive allegation. The court has concerns that it appears you've had a prior conviction for the similarly related matter. This is a very serious assaultive allegation. Also concerning is you have a capious history that the court just handled, and that tells the court you failed to appear as ordered on unrelated matters. The court is scheduling 2 court dates, Mr. Pruitt, that you must attend: a probable cause conference August the 19th, which is a Wednesday. You have a right to a preliminary examination the following Tuesday, August 25th, both at 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Jones. Both will be heard via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information before you're released if you're able to make bond on how to connect, but that's your responsibility to connect for both of those court dates on time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can I get those court dates one more time?
Yep, August the 19th, Wednesday, probable cause conference. Preliminary examination the following Tuesday, August 25th, both at 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Jones. You're welcome. Mr. Pruitt, the court takes consideration the information provided by your counsel, ties to the community, current epidemic facing the nation, employment status as stated as it relates to ability to post bond. As very serious as your prior criminal conviction, as well as the information that was placed on the record by all parties, including yourself, and the prior conviction, which is a assaultive conviction, and that concerns the court specifically concerning is your capious history. During this bond, Mr. Pruitt, there's no use of alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal controlled substance, and you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And absolutely no contact with Deja Perry. No contact. And that means no contact of any kind. No contact orally, in writing, through a third person at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact. And if you're able to make bond, you're to be fit with a GPS tether. Given the information placed on the record, bond is set $5,510%. It's $550, Mr. Pruitt. Good luck, sir. Listen to the court. DDC, stand by. We have a counselor that's going to handle a matter on another at Division 1. Thank you. Good morning, counsel. And Mr. Morgan, state your name, please. I think you're on mute, sir. Is there a little button in front of you that you can hit to turn on the microphone? No, it still can't hear you. It should possibly turn green. No. No, Mr. Morgan, still can't hear you. You should just have to hit a button possibly once in front of you on the little microphone, and then try to say your name again. Hold it down possibly. If not, try to get the officer. Can't hear you, sir. Apologize, counsel. Just give us a moment. We'll get his microphone working.
No worries, it's been one of those days on Zoom.
Same here, sir. Madam Clerk said same with her. That's 3 for 3. And counselor, while we're waiting, can we get your P number, please?
P number is 80922. My name is Ted Wallace from the Perkins Club.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Wallace. I did, yeah. You're welcome.
Yes. And this is what we're going to talk about. That's not extra report. Yes. Yes.
No luck, Mr. Morgan?
Nothing is done.
Mr. Morgan, you can't find an officer? No officer in the jail?
Your Honor, I think the problem is that everybody else's cameras are not muted, so we're getting everybody's.
I can do mine. There you go.
I mean, I can hear you. I don't hear any audio
Oh.
from him. Do you hear any audio from him?
I hear some, but he's on the other side of a glass.
There you go, DDC. Thank you, sir. DDC muted them, and I still don't hear him. So,
Can you try to say something underneath the glass, Morgan?
Mr. Morgan. Okay, our court officer's calling over there and let him know.
Okay.
Mr. Morgan, thanks for attempting to try. If you want to keep messing around and shouting your name out or whatever, if we can hear you, we'll let you know. Oh, we got an officer coming right now. Officer. Oh, I think I heard that.
I'm going to grab the mouse to lower the volume a little bit. It's kind of choppy.
Thank you, officer. I can barely hear you. I do hear you. Yeah. Mr. Morgan, can you hear the court okay, sir? Can you hear the court okay? Could you give me a thumbs up? Okay. We'll give the officer one second to see if he can fix it. If not, I think we should be able to power through. Do you think, counsel?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. We'll give the officer one moment, see if he can fix whatever he was trying to fix.
My apologies before Your Honor. Is Courtney Morgan retained by Mr. Wallace?
Yes, is my understanding, yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you. Mr. Morgan, if you could say your name loud as possible to see if we can go forward. That's not very loud, sir. That's all you got? There you go. I heard you. You hear that, counsel, Mr. Morgan? Okay, so you're here for case number 200-55250, People State Admission versus Courtney Darnell Morgan, identified in the complaint as defendant 1. Counsel?
Ted Wallace, P80922, on behalf of Mr. Morgan.
As to the arraignment?
We'd waive a formal reading of the charges, Your Honor, and ask the court to put in a plea of not guilty.
Thank you. The court will waive formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty, schedule a probable cause conference, Mr. Morgan, that you must attend Wednesday, September the 2nd. That's at 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Morgan, that hearing will be heard via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information before you're released on how to connect for that hearing date, but that's your responsibility to connect September 2nd via Zoom. Do you understand, Mr. Morgan? Head shake, yes or no? Okay, I can hear you. Thank you. Thank you, officer. Not guilty, please enter as to the bond.
Your Honor, this is a 7-year-old case. Mr. Morgan has been in his current residence for at least the past 5 years. He's also made several attempts to warrant resolve. So he's clearly trying to resolve all of this issue. Not an assaulted case. So I would ask that the court give him a personal bond. He's not a flight risk, and he's not a danger to the community.
Do you know if he's employed?
I think that he was employed prior to the COVID, but I from what I understand, he's has not been able to find employment since. Thank you.
Thank you for that information, Mr. Morgan. It's something the court takes in consideration is the advocacy provided by your counsel, the lack of criminal convictions or capious history the court's aware of. These are very serious felony allegations, Mr. Morgan, but they are non-assaultive. It's very important, Mr. Morgan, that you make that hearing date as stated so you don't get locked up just for not showing up for the hearing. Does that make sense? Okay. Given the information provided by counsel, the current epidemic facing the nation, the lack of capious history or criminal convictions, your ties to the community, bond will be set $14,000 personal bond. You're being released on a personal bond, Mr. Morgan. Make sure and listen to the court, sir. Good luck. Counselor, do you have anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you. That's September 2nd.
Thank you for. Yeah, thank you for your patience. Yes, September the 2nd, 8:30, Judge Giles, and that'll be heard via Zoom.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, DDC. Appreciate the accommodations as always.
Say your name.
Trayvon Donner.
Good. Morning, Mr. Downer.
Good morning.
Mr. Downer, you're here for case number 19061123, People State of Michigan versus Trayvon Downer, identified in the complaint as defendant 3. Counsel.
Ryan Murad, on behalf of Mr. Trayvon Downer, we're supposed to re-extend Mr. Downer's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Court will waive formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty. We'll get to the court date in a moment as to bond.
As to bond, Your Honor, Mr. Downer is 18 years old. He has absolutely no prior criminal record at all. He has a stable residence here in the community with his mother. And fortunately, Your Honor, he just graduated Detroit Leadership Academy. So it does appear that Mr. Downer does have ties to the community and is taking advantage of the resources the community is providing for him. Further, it appears that the allegations stem from his incident date, February 5th, 2019. Although the assault on their face, Your Honor, it appears that it's been over a year, almost a year and a half, Your Honor. I have nothing before you tells me any contact in this matter. Given his age, the age of the case, and his ties to the community, Your Honor, I respectfully ask the court to consider taking personal bond.
Thank you. Mr. Downer, these are very serious assaultive allegations. The court takes into consideration the information provided by counselor, including the employment status as it relates to ability to post bond, the current epidemic facing the nation, lack of criminal convictions, or capious history. Mr. Downer, this is a very serious assaultive allegations, and it includes allegations, or not limited to, that you punched, kicked, and stomped an individual while he was on the ground attempting to cover up allegedly his face and body, where allegedly serious head injuries and lacerations to cheeks and eye and other head injuries were allegedly suffered based on your actions. It's very concerning to the court, the serious nature of these allegations. The 2 court dates, Mr. Downer, will be scheduled that you must attend them both. Probable cause conference August 19th, which is a Wednesday. You have a right to a preliminary examination the following Monday, August 24th. Both 8:30 a.m. 36th District Court in front of Judge Archer, which will be heard, Mr. Downer, via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. If you're able to make bond, you'll get information on how to connect for those court dates, but that's your responsibility to connect for both court dates on time. Do you understand? Thank you. And during this bond, Mr. Downer, you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, and absolutely no contact with Dejon Brunson, which means no contact of any kind, orally, in writing, through a third person, at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Can I say something?
Hey, Mr. Downer, this is your attorney speaking. At this time, what the court read to you were just allegations, sir. That does not mean that the judge believes happened. That's just what's contained in the investigator's report. Because you're being recorded, everything you say can and will likely be used against you. As your attorney, I'm going to advise you to not speak on the facts of the case at this time.
Hey, drop this. Excuse me, but sir, I had a meeting for this already at Frederick Douglass, and they told me that they dropped it and I had to move to a different school, and that's what I did.
But you're talking about juvenile proceedings. These are felony allegations.
I have
don't know
never
what
gotten
happened in juvenile court.
Sir, again, Mr. Downer, I completely understand. Your Honor, he does indicate that there was some sort of attempt at a resolution with this matter. I would just ask the court, I understand the court may not be inclined to set a personal bond at this time, given the dates that were given. I'll just ask the court one more time for a potential reconsideration, given what he indicates that this matter was not a process of it being resolved, maybe that being a juvenile facility.
Right. If there any information that it was resolved, it appears to me that maybe they could have resolved it and then decided to pursue felony charges, and then that does not sound that it was resolved at all. From the information that Mr. Downer's given the court is that he had a meeting. That doesn't do you know anything past that?
So based on what he's saying, Your Honor, it appears that he said he was ordered to leave school, so that's what makes me assume that there's some sort of resolution. But at this time, I do not have any facts with regard to that resolution, only what Mr. Downer is saying now on the record.
Right.
That's why I'm asking for the reduction, Your Honor, again, because of his age, because of the ties to the community, specifically because of the age of this offense.
Are you on probation or parole, sir? Have you been convicted of any crimes in the past?
No, sir.
Are you working?
No, sir. My job.
What do you do with?
pandemic?
Where were you working?
With the I think it's professional group.
And there's also like the Detroit Leadership Academy, they just graduated.
Congratulations. How are your grades?
My grade, I had a 2.6 GPA.
What do you plan on doing with your life, or once everything opens back up? You plan on going to school or working?
I'm going to college. I'm going to Wayne State.
Okay. Stand by. Oh, that's okay. Stand by one moment. Oh, you have to. DDC?
Sure.
We just handled the Demetrius Sanders. Do you know if he has a parole hold? We have Judge Garrett that's inquiring. That's assigned to his case.
Yes, sir. PV on the spot.
I hear.
Did you say we put you on the spot?
No, I said it says PV on his file. Parole violation.
PV, parole violation.
All right.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Thank you, officer. Appreciate it. It's good to see you, Judge. Okay, thank you, Mr. Downer, for your patience. Mr. Downer, what was your plans once you graduate, or with your future?
I plan on pursuing my football career at Wayne State and going into technology.
Have you applied to Wayne State?
No, that's what I was going to do next week.
Mr. Honor, with the benefit of counsel, specifically the misdemeanor felony offenders, we would be, looking forward to it with Mr. Downer, if people want to seek out some college applications, specifically college football, Your Honor, we can definitely help them out.
Any type of secondary education, the court wishes you best of luck, Mr. Downer. Your counsel, as always, has advocated well on your behalf. The court's inclined, Mr. Downer, to release you on a personal bond. The court's changing the court date, sir. You have a new court date that's scheduled. Is going to be September the 2nd. That's a Wednesday, sir. Disregard those two prior court dates. You have a court date of September the 2nd, which is Wednesday, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Archer. And as stated, that will be via Zoom. You'll get information before you're released on how to connect, but that's your responsibility to connect for that court date. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Given the information provided by counsel, the serious nature of this allegation, as well as the epidemic facing the nation, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon during this bond, and absolutely no contact with Dejon Brunson. No contact means no contact of any kind, orally, in writing, through a third person, at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact. Do you understand? And you're going to be released on a personal bond, but prior to release, you're to be fit with a GPS tether. Given the information placed on the record, your bond is set $15,000 personal bond. Mr. Downer, you're being released, sir. Listen to the court. No contact, period, with Mr. Brunson, and no weapons. So you have to listen in all aspects, as well as making your court date, so you don't get locked up just for not listening to the court. Does that make sense?
Sir.
And good luck with whatever you decide to do in the future. Hopefully it's schooling or whatever. Good luck, sir. Make sure and attend the court dates.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Welcome.
No. They stick you right down the bed. And I'm saying name. Kenneth Franklin.
Good morning, Mr. Franklin. Mr. Franklin, did you read, sign, and understand an advice of rights? Well, I'm going to read you your rights, sir. If you have any questions, let the court know. Sir, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney, have one present during questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Franklin, you're here before the court, sir, because you have 3 warrants for your arrest for failing to appear at 36th District Court on adjudicated matters. A review date will be scheduled that you must attend August 14th. That's Friday, this Friday, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Holmes, which will be heard via Zoom, an off-site streaming technology. You'll be heard via Zoom, Mr. Franklin, on August 14th, this Friday. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And you're here for case numbers U50990819, April 22nd, 2019, alcohol-related violation. These bonds were all set by the judge, that when you failed to appear, the judge set your bonds and that given the court no authority to change the bond. Do you understand? The bond was set by the judge you're assigned to. Is that clear?
Yes.
Mr. Franklin, on that matter, the judge wanted you remanded into custody for further proceedings. Case number 184989371, December 6, 2018, trespassing and vacant occupied a commercial building. The judge indicated wanted you remanded into custody for further proceedings. Case number U55735120, February 20th, 2020, disorderly conduct. The judge indicated remand into custody for further proceedings. These allegations are all misdemeanor charges, Mr. Franklin, that carry up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail as a maximum fine and penalty. Court will recall your warrant, set aside capious, enter plea. These are all review dates will be scheduled this Friday, August 14th, 8:30, 36th District Court in front of Judge Holmes. Good luck, Mr. Franklin. I hope everything works out well for you, sir. Good luck.
That's all I had?
I believe so. Do you have anything for him, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. I have an allegation of a retail fraud charge.
We don't have that, do we? Stand by.
It's been number 15 on the list, Your Honor.
Right. Yep. And then who's that? Franklin. This was all. Yeah, that was in there. And these were in there. These 3 remands. And then this and this was in there.
Ain't you know about?
Which one? What? Stand by. 180. Okay. Okay. Thank you. No, that's okay. So these are the remands. Thank you. Oh, even the retail fraud, that's assigned to her too? That's a remand? Okay.
The sticky, was the sticky on the photos?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, counsel. And we're here. We do have one additional matter for gentlemen. Your name one more time, Mr. Franklin?
Franklin.
Thank you. And this is case number 18044227701, People's State of Michigan versus Kenneth Charles Franklin, counsel.
Hey, Your Honor, good morning.
Thank you. For a waive formal reading under plea of, well, this is a review date will be scheduled the same date and time and location of the other matters. The review date scheduled August the 14th, 8:30, 36th District Court in front of Judge Holmes, which will be held via Zoom, off-site streaming technology. Not guilty, or this is a review date scheduled this Friday, August 14th, as to bond.
As to bond, as I wouldn't know, I believe this matter was in front of Judge Holmes previously. And there may have been a bond set previously on this matter. And I just would point out, this matter was 2017, so we know fraud case. My client does suffer from high blood pressure, 53 years of age. I know this is supposed to go past to Judge Holmes. Judge may have some notes on this case. I just wanted to be forthright with the court about those notes that she has. Judge, obviously, I'm going to ask for a personal bond because of the nature of the case. But I do understand this is a review, and there are some underlying circumstances that may come in this case.
Thank you. And this is a capious, and I appreciate the information provided, but the court has not been given authority to change the judge's bond on this matter. And it appears that Mr. Franklin has missed court on this matter and failed to appear as ordered, where the judge issued a warrant for Mr. Franklin's arrest, and bond on this matter was indicated by the judge, remand into custody for further proceedings. And these will all be scheduled Friday, August 14th. Anything
Yes,
further?
thank you so much.
Thank you, council. Good luck, Mr. Franklin. I hope it works out well for you, sir.
I'll see you on the female side in just a minute, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Hey, come on, man. Ms. Franklin, come on.
Absolutely.
So here's those.
I think I got all of them before this.
So there we go. The traffic matters are on top, and then everything else is in the file. Thanks, Claudia. And you guys are ready on that last one? Oh, I was talking to counselor. You guys interviewed. You ready on that last one, sir? The female?
Yes,
Thanks.
absolutely. We're ready on both.
One was released. The only.
Boykins?
Oh wait, no, we might have two. Yep, Boykins and Brown is what we got.
Ready on both of those.
Thank you, appreciate it.
What's your birthday? What's your birthday? You got the wrong one.
Oh man.
You pulled out a piano. I need piano. Come on, go back. Hey! Hey!
Good, how are you doing? Good morning, your name, please?
Good morning, Tiana Boykins.
Morning, Ms. Boykins. Ms. Boykins, you're here for case number 200442220, People State of Michigan versus Tyona Victoria Boykins, counsel.
Right around, we have Ms. Tyona Boykins. Before we ready to send Ms. Boykins to the talk of her constitutional rights.
For a waive formal reading and entry plea of not guilty, we'll get to the court date in a moment as to bond.
As to bond, Your Honor, Ms. Boykins is 24 years old. She's a lifetime resident here in the city of Detroit. She's a stable resident with her son and 2 children, Your Honor. Her son's birthday is actually tomorrow. She's on a 5-year-old son as well. She also does have a high school diploma. It appears that these allegations come from the incident of January 11, 2020. Further, it appears that Ms. Boykins was never arraigned on this case. Does not have a history of missing court to my knowledge, Your Honor. I would be asking the court to set a personal bond. I'd also like to touch on the complaining witness. Ms. Boykins does maintain this is somebody she does not know.
There's 3 different complaining witnesses. Which one are you talking about?
Your Honor, I was speaking on Ms. Adams, Ms. Lakeisha Adams.
Okay.
Now, my client understands to have absolutely no contact with Lakeisha Adams or any other complaining witness in this matter. Our office is fairly well with no contact with her. Although these charges are assault, Your Honor, it does appear they were charged as misdemeanors. Ms. Boykins does anticipate mounting a vigorous defense. We would be asking the court to consider setting a personal bond in this matter, given her ties to the community, including her life residency and children.
Thank you. These are very serious assaultive allegations, Ms. Boykins. The court takes consideration information provided by counsel, lack of capious history of criminal convictions, ties to the community, current epidemic facing the nation, as well as employment status as it relates to ability to post bond. Ms. Boykins, court is scheduling a pre-trial date you must attend on Wednesday, September the 2nd. That's 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Bryant. That will be held via Zoom. Ms. Boykins, pay attention to the court. That will be heard via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. Before you're released, you'll get information on how to connect for that court date, but that's your responsibility to connect on time, September 2nd, in front of Judge Bryant at 8:30 via Zoom. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Boykins, given the information placed on the record during this bond, there is absolutely no use of alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal controlled substance, and you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapons. Is that clear?
That's clear.
And absolutely no contact with Lakeisha Adams, no contact with Brandon Abuna, and absolutely no contact with Fred Naomi. No contact with those 3 individuals means no contact of any kind. No contact orally, in writing, through a third person at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact with any of those individuals. Is that understood?
You said 3 names that I don't know.
Ma'am, Ms. Boykins, I understand that you're maintaining you don't know who these people are. Now, the judge is making clear that you are to have no contact with Lakeisha Adams, Brandon Abuna, and Fred Naomi. At this time, if you don't know them, it's all the easier to not have contact with them. So I'm going to advise you at this time to not make any further statements, and we'll deal with all of these allegations at your next court date, ma'am.
Okay, sorry, sir, can I ask one question? Is there a way I can get a list of those names? Because it's not sounding familiar. I know if it's a speaker.
Ms. Boykins, you'll get an order before you release on these individuals, but that's your responsibility, Ms. Boykins. If you're unclear, you need to figure that out. I'm telling you now what the order of the court is, so there is no excuses. If you do or did not receive information, this is your responsibility to follow the court order. Do you have any issue with that?
No, I just know I'm supposed to follow up on Zoom and they would tell me everything before I get out of here on how to proceed to the next court date.
And Ms. Boykins, that's correct, but regardless if they tell you anything, the court's telling you now. So now is what matters. I'm telling you no contact. Regardless of what information you get from this point forward, are you clear and is your intent to follow the instructions of the court, regardless of what happens from this point forward?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Boykins. You're going to be released on a personal bond, and it's very important that you follow those instructions, because if you fail to do so, you're very likely to get locked up just for not listening to the court, and that's not what we want. Is that understood?
That's understood.
Thank you. And prior to being released, given the allegations, which are very serious, assaultive allegations set forth in investigators' report, you're to be fit with the GPS tether. Bond on this matter is set in the amount $12,000 personal bond. You're going to release Ms. Boykins on a personal bond. Good luck. Listen to the court.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you. One more. Good morning, your name?
Hi.
Hi.
Ariel.
Hi, Ms. Brown. Good morning. You're here for case number 200594449, People State of Michigan versus Ariel Catrice Brown, also known as Ariel Brown, counsel.
Brian Morado, having just Ariel Brown, we formal reading stand, you Brown's been advised for constitutional rights.
Thank you. Court will waive formal reading of the information under a plea of not guilty. Ms. Brown, the court is scheduling a probable cause conference, ma'am, that you must attend on Wednesday, September the 2nd. That's at 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge King. That matter will be heard via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. Before you're released, you'll get information on how to connect, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. Not guilty is entered as to the bond.
As the bond, Your Honor, Ruth Brown is 22 years old, she's a lifetime resident here in the city of Detroit, and maintains that she has no prior criminal history whatsoever, as well as a stable residence here in the community of Detroit with her mother. Ms. Brown is also a high school graduate from East English Village High School. As these charges, although serious and unassaulted, we respectfully ask the court to set a personal bond in this matter.
Is she employed?
Your Honor, I believe she's unemployed at this time.
Thank you. Ms. Brown, during this bond, the court takes into consideration all the information provided by your counsel, including your ties to the community, lack of criminal convictions or capious history, current epidemic facing the nation, lack of employment status as relates to ability to post bond. For those reasons, Ms. Brown, during this bond, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. Is that clear?
Yes.
And you're going to be released on a personal bond in the amount of $7,000 personal bond. You're being released. It's very important you listen to the court, no weapons, and make sure and attend that hearing date so you don't get locked up for not showing up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good luck, Ms. Brown.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Officer, do we have any males or females at 48 hours you're aware of? Thank you. Have a nice afternoon. Appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Thank you, Madam Clerk.